Sorry, everybody. I don't know what happened to the phone or whatever, or the service, but it went out. So I'm going to get Greg Hackett back on here. Y'all just bear with me, and I apologize for that. Yeah, Instagram acting funny this morning. Instagram is acting funny, but 1 second, y'all. I don't know what happened. I don't know if Instagram kicked me off or what.
Yeah.
Hopefully it did save. I don't know if it saved or not, but I'm not gonna worry about it. If it did, it didn't. But we were talking about Regis, and you were saying the Regis, he looked like he's getting old at 34. I didn't know he was 34, like I said. And we was also talking about Gary Antoine
Yeah.
Russell. Maybe that being a good fight for Devin Haney. You think the Gary Antoine Russell gonna get a title shot anytime soon?
I think he will by the end of the year or early next year. I think he will. I don't know what's going on, but I think he actually get ready to fight soon.
He do, yeah. I hope he doesn't do what his brother do and go and fight once a year. I
Yeah.
love Gary Russell Jr., but Gary Russell Jr. does take his time getting in the ring.
Yeah.
Now I know injuries and stuff has played a little part in it, but do you think David Haney would take that fight?
I don't think Devin Haney will take it right away, but I think maybe like once he get acclimated at 40, I think he'll take that fight with Antoine Russell because he know that's a great fight.
Yeah, he definitely knows it's a great fight, and he know the fans want to see it. Tank getting out in August, and that's right around the corner. What do you think Tank's is gonna be his first move as far as boxing? Do you see him? Who do you see him trying to fight? Everybody keeps saying Pitbull. Are you interested in seeing the Pitbull fight again?
Um, I mean, I'm not super interested, but I could see it happening because it's almost like an unfinished business type of fight. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because people people was looking at Isaac Cruz like he was a target, and Tank was just supposed to get him out of there. And I think Tank felt that way too, but Tank hurt his hand, so he said he wasn't able to get him out. So we want to see if we do want to see, we want to see if he can stop Isaac Cruz. You know what I mean?
Right.
But me, honestly, I don't think Isaac Cruz is the guy you just knock out. You know what I mean?
I don't either. I think, man, I don't. I think if they fight again, I think it goes to distance. I think Tank wins. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be hard to knock that guy out. And it seems like to me, Pitbull is basically that's the only fight he's waiting on. That's one reason I think he turned down the Shakur Stevenson fight. Tank is a bigger money fight. So
Yeah,
I I don't think it's because he was scared. I think what I'm saying, they were looking at, well, if we go over here and lose to Shakur, we don't get the Tank fight.
yeah, and that's what people don't understand about boxing. When when there's a schedule set and it's set for a reason. You know what I mean? We won't. Why would I put the guy from PBC in the ring with a guy from Top Rank, have him lose and drop his stock when I can have him rematch one of the biggest fighters in the world for a lot more money?
Right. Now, man, we got my guy getting ready to fight, man. I'm big on Jaron Boots Ennis. I'm big on him, and he's getting ready to fight. What's his name? Roman Villa.
Yeah,
I'm saying his name right. And Villa's the one, he just fought Speedy, right?
yeah, Rashidi Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think this right here, I think he's tailor made for Boots. The guy comes forward, and he has a good chin, but I don't think he's gonna be able to stand up to Boots. What do you see happening in that fight?
I think honestly, when I look at the ages, I look at the sizes, because one thing I saw that was tricky, they have Roman Villa posted as being 5'7", Roman Villa is about 6 foot. I seen Roman Villa in person. He not that small. I think honestly this is a great matchup because it's two young horses. You know what I mean? At their best. Yeah, Boots has the prettier style and he can punch and he's sharp, but you know what I mean, Villa brings the total opposite. He likes to get inside, rip you apart. I mean, he has the size to do it. He has the strength to do it. He got the knockouts to do it. So I think it just really match up for a great fight. You know what I mean? Do I think Boots is going to win? Yeah, I think he's going to slow Villa down real good and break him up. But I don't think it's going to be easy as what people think. Because Villa understands the opportunity. This is a great opportunity for him. And he's on the roll. He's beat, I believe, 2 undefeated fighters back to back. So this will be his 3rd undefeated fighter, but beating possibly one of the best fighters up and coming, you know what I mean, in the last 10 years. So this would be a great, you know what I mean, stamp on his record. But I think Boots will stop him and slow him down in the 9th round, 9th or 10th round.
Right. Yeah, I definitely think Boots is gonna stop him. That's what I see happening too. What do you think with Rashidi? What is Speedy? What do you see going on with him? Do you think he still has the opportunity to be special, or do you think we might have really just, you know, he's gonna be going downhill from now?
I mean, Rashidi Ellis, at the end of the day, he can fight. He just got put in a position where I feel like he wasn't ready for those last few rounds. He wasn't ready to fight that hard. You know what I mean? And that's just adjustments in the gym. You got to make those adjustments in camp. You know what I mean? You got to be prepared. So I think with going through that experience, we might see a better Rashidi Ellis from here on out. You never know.
Right. You're definitely right about that. Jermell Charlo, Tszyu. I still think Jermell Charlo wins that fight. You know, a lot of people now are really high on Tim. How do you see that fight playing out?
The one thing I like about Tszyu is he is strictly business. You know what I mean? He not coming with no special effects. He coming with his hands up high. He got a pretty good jab, and he got a great right hand. But the problem is we're not seeing nobody shoot the same shit back at him. You know what I mean? Now, and that's what I know Jermell Charlo will do. So this will tell us a lot about Tszyu. You know what I mean? This will let us know if he real or not. The only advice I have for a guy like Charlo is don't fight him in Australia. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's becoming a king in Australia. You know what I mean? You could tell they let him do what he want. They let him say what he want. And you know what I mean? We don't know how far they're going with that. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I don't want him to go over there and fight either. I hope he does. You're the champion. He definitely needs to fight right here, you know, in the States. If Jermell Charlo wins this fight, to me, he would have cleared the division out. You know, basically, do you think he should move up if he gets past Tszyu? What do you think he should do next?
I mean, that's tough to say because you got some newcomers coming to 54 with Danny Garcia. Even though Danny Garcia is getting ready to fight Lara, you know what I mean? That could possibly be a fight, Jermell and Danny Garcia or Lara. I mean, 54 and 60 is not that far away. So, I mean, I could say move up and continue to build on your legacy. Or you could stay and entertain maybe Crawford, you know what I mean, win, lose, or draw with Spence. You know what I mean? Or fight Spence. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the money would be great, and that's not his brother, so.
Do you know, I've been trying not to think about that fight because I don't think it's going to happen. And I be saying, if it happens, which way does Derrick James go?
I mean, Derrick James, I could see him being loyal to Spence because Spence has been loyal to him. Yeah. He's been his trainer from day one.
Right.
So I just think he would go with Spence. You know what I mean?
Right. But yeah, definitely, I was thinking the same thing.
But I also think because of the type of money they would be fighting for, you know what I mean, Jermell wouldn't mind. You know what I mean?
Right, because it's going to be some great money. I mean, they said at first they wouldn't fight each other, but now, as we know that Spence is probably going to be going up his next fight, I don't think Spence just going to be sitting around fighting, you know what I'm saying, for fun. He wants the belts. Yeah. So, and Jermell Charlo seems like he doesn't want to move up. Yeah. So, you know, there's only one thing that can happen. You know, they're going to have to meet up. Danny Garcia and Lara, man, Lara still, he's up in age a little bit, but he's still a really good fighter. How you see that fight playing out? I like Lara.
I mean, Lara, we thought the age was going to kick in a while ago, and he's still bumping. So, you know what I mean? He definitely tricky. The legs aren't what they used to be, but he still got a little bit with him. A good southpaw, you know what I mean? Good skills. Danny Garcia has found new life moving up in weight. He said he feels great. I don't know. I think it's a recipe for a war because Lara, I know from Lara's education in the ring, he can't see himself losing to Danny Garcia.
Right.
But Danny Garcia, being the dog that he is, he probably like, I can't lose to somebody that's, at the end of their career, 41-year-old man. You know what I mean? I got to go in there and get him out. So I think it's a recipe for a war.
Right. Yeah. Canelo and Charlo, if that fight does take place, which it seems like it is, and I asked you about this, but I never asked you who you had winning. Who you had winning that fight?
I mean, we talking about Canelo, who only lost to great fighters. You know what I mean?
Right.
To be honest, he still got a little something with him for sure. The last fight looked like he's slowing down, but we haven't seen Jermell Charlo lately. You know what I mean? Because of situations he got going on. I honestly think if Jermell is daring to be great, this is the time to do it. I think he can pull off. He can pull off on Canelo if he really want to. You know what I mean? If he really focus in the gym, if he put everything, all the bullshit to the side and go ahead and give it 100%, I think he could pull it off. But if he come in there and he act a little bit starstruck, I think Canelo will get over on him. So to me, it's really a 50-50 fight. But I would like to see, you know what I mean, Charlo dethrone Canelo because Canelo has done enough in boxing.
Yes, and I'm rooting for Charlo, you know what I'm saying, because of everything he's been going through. I really want to see him make a great comeback, and that right there would be big for him. Boo Boo, seems like Boo Boo is still the odd man out. Him and Charlo had that talk, and I was glad to see those two guys talk like that. Do you think that Boo Boo will get the fight with Charlo?
Boo Boo is either going to get the fight with Charlo or he going to either get the fight with Canelo. I think Boo Boo is in the right spot right now because he do have other fighters around him with big names where he can make a statement. The only thing I don't like about with Boo Boo is getting older and they got this man waiting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can go stale. You can go stale sitting. So, you know what I mean? Whatever happens, it needs to happen within the next 6 months.
Right, man, and I'm hoping they give it to him because I feel like they're trying to. It's almost like they're stalling him out. They're waiting to see anything to say, hey, okay, he done slowed down. He don't move like he used to, and because of his style, people really don't want to fight him. Jabs. A lot of people talk about who has the best jab in boxing. Where do you rank Jermell Charlo's jab? Because he has an excellent jab to me.
Jermell Charlo got very strong jab. You know what I mean? Sturdy jab. You could put him in the top 5 best jabs in boxing. He definitely got a great jab.
I was looking at something, Earl Spence had a great jab. But it was something that I was watching. I watched the fight of Terrence Crawford because one of the things I was saying was, well, that jab's gonna be too much. But I watched something with Terrence Crawford as he was fighting someone that had a great jab. As soon as they were throwing that jab, it was like he was coming right over top of it and he was landing. And I started saying to myself, man, is he gonna be able to do Earl the same way? Because every time the guy would let the jab go, so like Terrence Crawford was catching him, And when you have a great jab in boxing, it can take you a long way. Do you believe, that the jab could play a factor in this fight?
I mean, it definitely could play a factor in a fight because a lot of times when guys in the ring and you trying to think of all this special shit to do, sometimes all you need is a jab to control a guy. You know what I mean? But fighting a Terrence Crawford, he the type of guy that's gonna find his way around things. So it can play a part, but then again, it could play against him too if you get too hung up on it.
Right, that's what I was saying because I was watching, and it seems like Do you think, like, with everybody talking about the switching back and forth, do you think that's going to affect Earl? I believe just when you're an elite level fighter, that doesn't really play. You know, people like somebody like Earl's son, he's seen everything. So, and I feel like Turner basically fights left-handed now. I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's very rare that he switches back to right.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I think Earl just see a body and he don't really worry about the stance too much.
Right. Right, definitely. He doesn't worry about the stands. I don't think it's something that's gonna, that's gonna bother him. You know, I'm trying to think of the last left-hand fighter Terrence Crawford fought. You know, a lot of people talking about Earl fighting, fighting a lefty. But who was the last left-handed fighter that Crawford fought? Can you recall? Do you recall?
I'm sitting here trying to think now. I can't really think of one right now.
Yeah, because people ain't looking at it like that, but it can also play a factor, on Crawford's end.
Yeah.
It can play a factor either way. You know what I'm saying? The last thing I'm gonna ask you, Greg, I'm gonna let you get out of here. We got if Wilder gets past Reed, would you rather see Wilder fight Fury again, or would you want to see him fight Anthony Joshua?
I think Wilder, to be honest, man, he got a chip on his shoulder about the Fury shit, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. I don't think there's a man in the heavyweight division that can handle that right hand except Tyson Fury. So
That's it.
I would love to see Wilder in the ring with anybody, but I definitely want to see him and Fury one more time.
Do you think Derrick James is the best coach in boxing?
I think Derrick James right now is the most consistent coach in boxing. I can't say he's the best, because what happens is when you win a world title with one fighter, you always get somebody else coming through the door. When you win a world title with two fighters, you know what I mean, you got everybody coming through the door. You know what I mean? And the thing is, when you get on that level where you got guys' attention and they willing to listen, you can make shit happen, because you got people really paying attention to what you want them to do, and they really being, obedient dogs the way you need them to be. You know what I mean? You can go ahead and live your life after this, but when you in the gym with me, I need you A1. You know what I mean? So I think he's doing a great job at keeping these guys disciplined, and you know what I mean, and keeping them on the mission.
Do you think Bomac is on his level as far as the coaching?
If Bomac wasn't on his level, he wouldn't be here right now.
Right. I'm saying, because a lot of people are saying it could come down to, who's in the corner, and they're trying to see, like, say, well, Derrick James is a better trainer. Different people. Some people saying Bomac. So I'm trying to see, do you think between Spence and Crawford at the level they at, do you think that the coaching really plays a part in the corner?
I mean, coaching plays a part in anything you do. You know what I mean? Even in just life, kids need coaches. You know what I mean? They don't have to necessarily be a sport. So coaching is definitely important. And with Bomac, people just don't, you know what I mean, find Bomac appealing because the way he looks,
right,
and the way he talks, sometimes. But at the end of the day, if he didn't know what he was doing, he wouldn't be here.
You're definitely right about that, and I think Bomac's an excellent, an excellent trainer, coach, or whatever. And I'm really big on him. And I think, like I said, that what you saying, that people look at him, his size and stuff, and they say he ain't got no business over there. But Terrence Crawford has been winning 39-0, and he didn't get there on his own. He had help from Bomac, and I believe Bomac is a good trainer, a good teacher.
Yes, sir.
I think it's better. Sometimes I like saying it's better to be a teacher than a trainer. You know what I'm saying? And a teacher, you know what I'm saying, you can learn a whole lot from a teacher.
Yeah, yes, sir. You can learn a lot from anybody. And I think that's the problem. That's one of the problems with the world we live in. They try to tell you can only listen to certain people and learn from certain people, but that's not true. You know what I mean? Yeah. You gotta take the looks out of it and listen to the message.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't want to do that. They look at you, or they feel like they got more than you, so they feel like they automatically know more about life than you. Mm-hmm. And I've ran across a lot of people like that, a lot of young guys that I try to mentor or talk to. They feel like they still out here in the streets and they grand, and I'm not out there no more. They really don't want to hear what I got to say. You know what I'm saying? So I just that's why I say I stick to doing what I'm doing and stay out the way. Man, Greg, it's always a pleasure talking with you, man. You're real, and I appreciate you because you always give me the opportunity. Because I've had a lot of people say, "Hey, man, I'm gonna do the interview with you," and and they put me out for whatever reason. I know everybody has things going on in life, so I'm not mad about it. I'm just gonna stay on my grind, and I'm gonna come up the hard way. I'm gonna keep doing this because I love boxing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. You have a great day, bro, and hopefully, are you gonna be in Vegas on the 29th? Will you be there?
I don't think I'm gonna make it to Vegas. I don't think I'm gonna make it to Vegas.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? It's all right, but guess what? I'll be there for you, and I will be taking pictures.
Hey,
Man.
listen, I'm glad you going, man. You know what I mean? Go ahead and enjoy yourself, man. And, you know, watch that fight and make sure, you know what I mean? Just make sure you have fun, man.
Man, I'm definitely going to have fun, man. Salute to you again, bro. Hope we can talk again real soon.
Appreciate you, man. It's always a pleasure.
All right, bro.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, get with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hope y'all enjoyed this interview, man. I'll be doing more. I'm going to keep it going. And just like I said, man, I'm going to give y'all the best interviews I can give you, and I'm going to give you my boxing knowledge. And for all y'all that's showing support in the comment section, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? If anybody in the comment section has anything to say about me, I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? If you're grown and you're worrying about another person, then something wrong with you anyway. Get your life together. I'm doing the same. Everybody have a blessed day.